Hey guys, this is Metallagamer here. Today I'm bringing you my review of Strider, a newer arcade game that came out by Capcom under the Strider title. Now we haven't seen a Strider game in a while, so this had me very excited. Strider is a side-scrolling action platformer that I guess can be kind of compared to old-school Metroid in a way, in terms of the way it plays. But once again, if you've played Strider, then you will know how this plays. The game was developed by Double Helix Games and Capcom. Double Helix is famous for doing Silent Hill Homecoming. Unfortunately, they did the Green Lantern game. They did Killer Instinct for the Xbox One. And then Capcom, of course, those of you who are here, I'm sure you know who Capcom is. People who brought us Devil May Cry, Street Fighter, Mega Man, Resident Evil, among a million other games. And, of course, Strider. Strider came out with a price tag of $15, so it's relatively cheap, and I gotta tell you, for $15, you're getting a hell of a package here. In Strider, of course, you were playing a Strider Hiryu. Can't fucking say his name. Strider Hiryu. I'll go with that. And you use his amazing weapon called a Cypher. Essentially a plasma blade that he uses to slash through everything and murder robot after monster after whatever he is fighting. So the game looks great. It's obviously not meant to look hyper realistic. The way it's done, it looks good. The graphics are very smooth. I don't see any issues with frame rate drops, and this is especially surprising because the action moves so fucking quickly. As you're watching the video, you'll see like jumping back and forth. Everything is moving. There's hardly any downtime. And that's what's awesome, is games, in my opinion, a lot of them aren't fast enough. And I love games that are fast. Games like Ninja Gaiden and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Those are very, very quick games, and they get to the point, and you're going and going and going. And Strider does it really well. It plays for those people who really like fast-paced games well. The game works in a very easy way. It'll give you an objective, and you go find your objective. Typically, at your objective, you'll find a boss who will be guarding a new power for you to use, such as the ability to charge your blade, or the ability to slam through the floor and go down to lower levels of the world. You're allowed to explore just about the entire world from the beginning, but you're only allowed to access certain parts once you unlock certain powers. So the world is accessible, but you can only get to certain areas by unlocking certain powers. Like I said, I can compare it a lot to Metroid. Old school Metroid is what it really reminds me of. So, my favorite aspect of this entire game has to be the boss battles. I love games with good boss battles. Shadow of the Colossus, probably one of my all-time favorites. Not enough games can do boss battles well. The thing is, every time I came across a boss in this game, I was excited. Like, I was jittery. I was ready to go and fight and either get my ass kicked or kick the boss's ass. Whatever it was, I was excited to fight the bosses. And the thing is, like, this game gave me more excitement in its fights than a lot of games do. I know that may sound sad. It's like, okay, why do you play video games then if you're not going to, be excited about the games and enjoy them? Well, I enjoy the game, but this game got me excited about every single boss I fought because they're all unique, they don't feel repetitive, and they're all fun. Like, that was the thing. They're all fun because they all work in different ways, and they're not long drawn out boss fights. They're at a decent length, so you feel like you got a boss fight out of it, but they're not drawn out, or they're not too short. So they're all great. The combat in general is just amazing. You kind of start off with a limited amount of moves, and as you get better at the game and you progress and gain more abilities, you eventually just slaughter everything in your path because different enemies need different attacks to destroy them, and you eventually learn them and you link combos together, and it's so gratifying when you get into the later levels of the game. I don't think I have a single negative to say about this game. The game all feels great, and I think this is a great jump back into the Strider series for Capcom. I mean, whether they're going to do another one or not, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the expectations and sales went, but this is an amazing game, and I have absolutely loved it more than any arcade game I've played within the last few years. The last arcade game I think I had this much fun playing was Castle Crashers, or Charlie Murder. but I've enjoyed Strider to its fullest all the way up until the end. It's been fun, and I'm greatly enjoying it. I guess the one thing I did have, not necessarily wrong with it, it's an obvious thing, but was when it ended, I was sad. I wanted more. I wanted more Strider. So, I guess I'm going to give Strider a 98 out of 100, and the only 2 points knocked off is because I wish the game was just a little bit longer. That's really all I can say. I wish I could find in myself to say that something else is wrong with the game, but there's not. The game is done well, and I'm sure released with the ideas that Capcom was trying to put on it. And like I said, I think this was a great reboot back into the series, and I hope there's more. That's all I can say is I hope there's more Strider. Alright guys, well anyways, that's all I have for you today. If you guys are interested in seeing any Strider playthroughs, gameplays, walkthroughs, whatever it may be, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this review and would like to see more. And as always guys, I'll see you next time. Stay fucking metal, and game on.
Citizens of Gaza, our security systems have been compromised. Outsiders gained access to